Can I have one chance? And I got scared all the time. My name is Irma J, also an unsolved missing divine. I'm here to give you a shout news on tonight. Um, a missing woman named Anna Walsh. The police in Massachusetts continue on to search near the home of the missing mother of three kids. You know, um, who was left last seen on New Year Day, leaving for a flight they said she never took. Now this was like yesterday news. Not today news. They said she never booked a flight to Boston. So that's what they're saying. Her husband misleading, the investigation saying that she booked a flight when they investigate that she never had, booked a flight. She was 30. Her name Anna Walsh, and she was 39 years old. She reported last seen at her home early in the morning. On New Year Day. I know I keep saying New York. New Year Day. Her husband had been arrested for allegedly misleading the investigation. Authorities say. You know, um, so the police are charging Brian Walsh, her husband, with misleading the investigation, and Brian is set to be arraigned Monday morning, this morning, where more details may be released. So the state and legal police also, returned to Annie Walsh home in Massachusetts where they said she was last seen on Sunday. Reported preparing to take a ride share, to Boston airport. But Annie, 39 years old, the mother of three children, vanished on New Year's Day. The husband taken into custody, and he misled the investigation. Now the flight booked. He said the flight was supposed to be booked for January the 1st, but she never had booked a flight. New evidence arise. Today what I heard. Evidence in the basement. Blood was found. A blooded knife was found in the home of the missing woman Anna. So they still have her husband in custody, and they do have DNA on him because they found blood on the knife, evidence in the basement. So they have these new evidence, came into, I guess he's gonna be in there since they found his DNA. So until they keep continue on doing investigation. And I'm also an unsolved missing person. I did saw her. But I'm trying. I will have to go back in to find out where her location is. So I did saw her. She's sleeping peacefully, but I have to find out her location. So I will be going in again to find her location. He have her somewhere, but she's laying down. So I also have news. All passes major gun law. So the gun law just got more relaxed. With more than 20 states allowing people to carry a handgun, without a permit. So we will speak, you know, with the National African American Gun Associated president to explain what this means for gun safety in America. And so we've been trying to get guns off the street, but now they're making it legal where they can just walk around with a gun without having a permit. So I understand everyone trying to have something to protect, but if everybody carry a gun and one mistake or somebody make you mad, everybody's gonna be putting their gun out. So I also talked to the news people talked to Carolina lawmaker who said these new laws are great for women. So they're saying this new law is great for women. So it's saying so much stuff had happened. With the women's and the shooting at the school and all kind of stuff that's going on. Everyone, I understand everyone needs to be protected, but you can't. So you walk around with a handgun. without a permit, and then you use it, then there's consequences. They have to find out how they're gonna deal with this kind of law. With so that's the thing you have to look at. When you use a gun without a permit. You know, so the Columbus, Ohio District Attorney Office releases a public statement, explaining why charges was against the man who fatally shot the 13-year-old Size Reed. A state attorney will join us to describe the legal process of charging potential suspect. And see, that's the thing they're gonna have to look into. So if you just have a gun without being permitted, no permit, and then you decide to use it, then they're gonna have to find out what kind of charges they're gonna have to do in that process. So understand what's going on in this world these days around us. So much killing, so much shooting. I know a lot of us, a lot of y'all, wants to need or having a gun for protection. To have a gun and to have it legal to carry and to use, it will have it have to be permit. You have to have a permit. You have to have a background check. Because your gun have to be legal to carry and to use. Because that's a process they're gonna have to think about with this new law when you use it without a permit. So to purchase a gun and to carry it, you have to have a permit to carry. You know, um, and two, you have to do a background check. Because we have to find out if the gun is going into the right hands. You know, we never said you could not carry no gun. But just have a permit. And they will be done a background check. Because I understand that everyone wants to carry a gun to protect yourself with all the killing and shooting that's going on. You can do that, but just make sure you have a permit, and they will do a background check when you purchase a gun. That's all we say. We want all guns to be legal, and we want all guns, to have a background check. So because you have to think about it. You have a gun and it's not permitted, and then you use it. So then that's something they're gonna have to add on to the new law who came out with this. What gonna be the procedures when you use the gun, without it being permitted. So to purchase a gun, it has to be legal. You have to have permit. And two, they will do a background check. We never said you couldn't carry no gun. You just have to follow the procedures and have the gun legal. And a background check, because we need to know is the gun going into the right person's hands. So we talk about this missing person. I'm an unsolved missing divine, and I also saw her, but I have to go back in to find out where her location is. He have her somewhere laying down, peacefully. So I have to find out her location. So I will come back with you tomorrow, hopefully with her location. So oh Lord have mercy. I saw her laying down and it just shook me up. We also talk about this new law. You got in 20 states that allow them to carry a handgun without a permit. Because it's saying they need guns, they need protection, they need all these things for all the killing and everything that's going around in this world around us. I understand everyone needs a gun for protection, but just have it a permit and just have it legal. Because you gotta think about it. You have a gun, without a permit, without it being legal, and then you decide to use it. Because they have another guy here in that predicament right now. Use a gun without being permitted because they have it legal in certain states. So they're trying to see how they're gonna try this or how they're gonna handle this situation. So that's the thing. They will have to put in this new policy here. Carrying a gun without a permit. But then you have to think about when you use the gun without a permit. What is the repercussion using the gun? So I request that, you know, um, no one never said no one can carry no gun. We understand you need protection, but I request that all purchase of gun have to still have a permit, you know, and they will still have to do a background check to make sure the guns is going into the right person's hands. Because at one time with Red Flag, we were trying to remove all the guns off the street. But now they're making a law where everyone can carry a gun without it being legal, with no permit. But then they have to come up with another thing to put in a policy when they use a gun without it being permitted. So that's the consequences they have to think about to put in the policy. So I will look into Miss Anna Walsh again. Go in and try to see her again, but this time I will try to find her location. Trying to find her location. Got her laying down somewhere, so I have to find out what she's laying down at her location. So that's all the show news I have for you on today, and I see you on the next video. Have a blessed, safe night.